And we are live. Live. What to do tonight. Wait for some people to come on so I'm not talking to myself. What's up, Larcy? That's a new name. I don't think I've seen that in chat in a while. What's up, Dabo in the house. The pothead is apparently chilling in chat. Not worried at all. What's up, everyone? Jay McShay's in the house. Oh, my phone's going off too. That's funny. I knew it. Quick little update. I've been talking to you guys about, like Amazon FBA and this and that, and basically what my goals have been. Doing a lot of product research on Amazon. And using the Helium 10, which is great. I haven't been doing a lot of videos because now I'm caught up in actually working on products that I want to sell. And so I did find, I have a 3D modeler who's ready. He's working on something. I found a couple concept artists, but he just messaged me. I gave him write-ups, descriptions of 11 different characters for this game that I'm really actually pretty excited about this game because I think it's something that, it's a board game. It's a miniatures game. It's not, it's not like I'm working on some big digital product or anything. But it's something that I want to play. It's something that I think would be really fun, something that I personally would get into. And there's just a lot of room for expansion and all sorts of fun stuff if it's popular and people really dig it. And I've got a whole game store full of guys that are already waiting to test it and, play test it and help me with rules and balancing and things like that. So it's something that I feel pretty good about, something I've always wanted to do. I've always just wanted to create something that people just have a good time with, that's also creative, but also strategic and just basically brings all the things I love together into one thing. So I'm looking forward to it. So I will definitely be updating everybody with that as stuff starts coming together. What's up, aliens? Enjoyed the conspiracy talk. Yeah, I really need to. So here's the thing. I've been so busy, and because I'm so committed with coming online every day, it's like I'm busy with a lot of different stuff too. So I try to get a bunch of stuff. Research has been really difficult for me right now. There's a lot of research that I want to do. There's a lot of stuff that I have planned. But it's like I have certain allotments of time that I can get away with doing different things. And it's been challenging. I want to do a bunch of stuff about different crypto projects, and I want to do, there's just a lot of different stuff I want to do. But I have not had time to go out and create a list. I was basically going to go out to Coast AM and then go to all of the different shows that they've done, like even in the past year, note them all, and then go and reach out to all of the guests and just say, hey, this is what I do. I'd love to have you on like a Sunday evening and just, see who I could book and see who I could get on. That'd be really fun and interesting. So I still plan on doing that, but I know to do that is going to take me several hours. I'll get to it, but I don't have anybody scheduled for like this Sunday yet. I don't have any of that stuff done, but I do plan on it. But there's a lot I'm planning on doing. I just wish there were more than one of me. I nominated you for the Cardano Ambassador Program. Ideally, should hear something back in the next 30 days. Well, that's cool. I didn't even know you could do that. Did you hear about IRS meeting? I did. I've seen a lot of mixed stuff as far as that. I've been seeing a lot of different things in regards to, just kind of what's going on with regulation and like just a lot of I've seen a lot of different stuff. But here's the thing. I know that they're really trying to hammer down on a lot of the, which I am glad they're doing. Like there's so much hacking and phishing and just just like every time I do anything that I touch crypto, I shake, and I'm not kidding. It's one of the reasons why I just don't touch it often. I don't mess with it. I don't trade a lot. I don't, because I'm just paranoid as hell. I mean, honestly, I'm just so paranoid, and you never know. And it's like they really need to be able to. I mean, and there's no reason why they can't track a lot of this stuff. And I know that they have all these tools like little mixers and different things that they use to, take, stolen Bitcoin or stolen crypto and mix it up into a million different addresses and spit it out somewhere else. And it's difficult to track, but they can, it's a matter of just how time consuming it would be. I mean, it all has to get cashed out somewhere, so. But yeah, that stuff, more power to them, man. I hope the government and all the different alphabet groups, I hope they start really nailing this stuff, because it makes me nervous. I love the space, and I love the industry, and I love the technology, and I love what it means. But unfortunately, when you're talking about anything new like this, there are always going to be holes. There's always going to be opportunity for those that have these kind of shadowy means of taking it from people. And my hope is that it gets nipped in the butt sooner than later. What's up, Bitcoin Ben? Damn, I completely forgot. We're supposed to plan something. Cliff High has been off the chain on his coronavirus conspiracy. You know what? Maybe I do need to have Cliff on, because that would be a really great topic. I would love to have Cliff High on, not even really talking about crypto, just talking about all the crazy stuff. So maybe that's something I'll do. I'll see if maybe he would be interested in being my first Sunday guest. Just kind of a long form discussion. Honestly, when crypto really starts going up, I will tell you, my goal at some point is to be making enough money and get this channel popular enough that I can afford to set up a studio kind of like Joe Rogan's, where I'm face to face with people. We've got mics, headphones, and we're just talking. That I would just absolutely love to be able to do that. I'm not set up for it. And there's so much more to be said about conversations that way. You have a little drink, a little coffee, you're chill, you're just shooting the breeze, talking about all kinds of fun, interesting things, than using Zoom. Like Zoom to me is so impersonal. I don't personally like watching Zoom interviews. And I know based off a lot of the other interviews I've done, a lot of people don't like watching Zoom interviews. So I know that a lot of people would rather just listen to it. So like when I do my my conspiracy stuff, I'm probably going to have my microphone like right at my face. The audio is going to be really good. That way people that just want to listen, they can listen. It's not even about watching us. So, but yeah. Yeah, I've had Cliff on a couple times. I mean, he's definitely great. How's his health? I know that he was struggling for a while, and then he bounced back and was doing really well, and I haven't talked to him since. So if any of you guys have been following him, let me know how his health's been going. Crow has a man crush on Joe Rogan. That's funny. Look, man, I mean, Joe to me is just, he's like the man's man I would love to be. I definitely look to Joe Rogan, and I am inspired by him quite a bit. Like he's just, he goes out, I'm personally not for hunting. I don't fault anybody else who does it, but I'm not a hunter. I could never be a hunter. I don't really think I have it in me. But yeah, man, I mean, Joe is definitely somebody who, just everything that he does and everything he's involved with, he's a wicked smart guy. He's just, I like Joe Rogan a lot. I really do. How about a round table with Jacob Canfield, Crypto Face, Optical Art, and Mark Moss? Oh my God. That would be an interesting thing. I'll be your first Sunday conspiracy show. Are you a conspiracy theorist, Ben? I didn't know that. All right, so obviously Bitcoin got hit pretty hard, but while a lot of people would be freaking out, I mean, we went up really hard. We came back. We didn't even come all the way back down. Oh. Now the apparently the numbers to look for are right here, about 94, 50 or thereabouts. As long as we close above this today, we should be fine, and we should start turning back around and moving up. And basically what it sounds like, well, I'll just get to some of these articles. Let me see which one. Here, we'll go to this one first. Bitcoin, oh, sorry, whoops. Let me line this up for everybody. All right, Bitcoin price plummets. I've had the weirdest like symptoms lately. My nose is constantly running, and I'm like, I don't know. I've been feeling fine, but my nose has just been kind of running. Bitcoin price plummets $800 in an hour. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. These damn like these longs and shorts, man. The games that they're playing with each other. It's like, watch the entire thing unfold. Saw a couple 7 to 10 million liquidated longs come through. Big boy squeeze on BitMEX. I mean, this is insanity. Like over 100, almost, yeah, it was about $125 million worth of longs liquidated on BitMEX. Why do people still try to do this? They know they're going to get taken. Like, sharp contractions in Bitfinex shorts and longs. The crash saw a significant reduction in the number of both open longs and open shorts on Bitfinex. With a number of longs testing all-time highs just a few days ago, they plunged by nearly 5% from 45,190 to 42,965 in less than 60 minutes. Look at this. Shot up, pow, smacked right back down. Then it went up. I mean, if that's not manipulation, I don't know what is. You know, some guys are like, oh, it's not manipulation, that's just trading. It's like, give me a break, man. You know, somebody that's got, you know, thousands and thousands of Bitcoin and they're able to pull shit like this, they're doing it. It's a game that these shorts and longs play against each other. It's a whale game. You know, and to these guys, this is just fun. This is like, it's sadistic as hell, but it's what they do. And the thing of it is it's all the people that get. I got an email. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday or the day before from ByBit, asking me to be like something for them, and I basically told them to f off. Like, I basically said I wasn't going to sell my soul to push people into a pit of loss. Like, I don't remember how I worded it. I should pull it up, but let me see if I have it in sent to read. Because I wasn't like a super asshole, but I was definitely, I have to log in and all that stuff. I'm not messing with it. But anyway, they emailed me. He didn't respond. But it's just like, you know, driving people to, anytime I see ByBit on a YouTuber's thing, I'm just like, psh, like all the guys that I used to watch a lot, as soon as they started promoting ByBit, I like unsubbed, I'm done. I don't want any part of them because they know what's happening. And to me, to do that, it's like, I don't know. It just didn't seem right. And I want no part of ByBit because of this kind of stuff. I mean, exactly. You know, these guys, you're doing leverage trading thinking you're going to make all these gains. And the reality is, man, all it takes is one big swinging blankety blank to come in and just layer right on your forehead. And there's nothing you can do about it. And it's disgusting to me. But until volume, until like true mass adoption has happened and the market is much more difficult to manipulate, I want no part of leverage anything, because you never know when one of these guys or groups are going to strike. And yeah, it's just not worth it. It's like, I'll just buy and hold. Let the guys that, to me, there's a certain I mean, I shouldn't go on a little ramble, but I just have no interest in it. Meanwhile, the number of open short positions decreased by 6.4%. The drop comes after short steadily increased for nearly 6 weeks after setting a new record low during early January. Man, I'm drinking coffee. I had to make a little coffee today. I was watching Sabrina with my wife tonight, and my wife has just like been giddy as a schoolgirl lately, and I'm and it's just she's just been all over the place, and like she's such a trip. she had a good afternoon. and she made all these dinners for everybody, all the kids there. And like we were watching Sabrina, and I'm like exhausted. I was so exhausted. I took a nap, and then I woke up and like, I still have work to do tonight. I need to make a little coffee. And so I did. I don't normally like drinking coffee this late, but I just didn't have a choice, or I was never going to function. As of this writing, Tezos and Chainlink are the only leading cryptocurrencies to have outperformed Bitcoin over the past day. While Link is currently down nearly 3%, Tezos is the sole market among the top 19 to post a 24-hour gain, currently up by 4.2. And here's the thing, you know, when I'm seeing a lot of, when I go through the crypto alt market and I just try to get an idea as to what's happening, it's really been kind of puzzling because I look and I'm seeing what's going on, and it's like there's a lot of stuff that I've never heard of, I know nothing about, that are getting all these gains and pumps. And a part of me feels like the sentiment is people, at least right now, are thinking there's one of two things happening. Either one, the sentiment is, well, new is better, which I totally disagree. Or there are just so many people still holding altcoin bags and projects that they didn't necessarily want to be in, and they're slowly trying to sell those off still during some of these altcoin pumps. And it's holding some of these projects back. I don't know. And I definitely plan on getting to the bottom of it. I want to be diving into this stuff. My goal is to focus more on altcoins here moving forward than Bitcoin. But I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subs on this channel. And talking about just altcoins, it just doesn't seem like it's going to get me there. And so you almost have to talk about Bitcoin, or nobody seems to care. You know, but we'll see. I mean, I'm going to be doing it regardless, but I've got to mix it in with other things. Because if I were to dedicate one video to one particular project, or even two or three, even if it were pretty deep and informative, everybody that has no interest in those projects aren't going to watch the video. They don't care. And so that really hurts. So, and then, you know, where's Crypto Kirby? I don't know. Did he vanish? Did he vanish? I don't know where he is. I haven't seen anything from him in a couple days. So anyway, here's something that I thought was a little interesting as well. USDC Treasury is minting another $10 million as Bitcoin continues to hold the $10,000 price level. Wow, hasn't been holding it today. The second largest stablecoin is expanding its circulating supply further as it injects another $10 million into cryptocurrency. And the thing of it is, guys, is when a lot of these guys, they mint these stablecoins, it means there's more money coming into the space. So it'll be very interesting to see how much more money starts entering the crypto space. That market cap should continue to rise up overall. And so we'll see. Could this latest batch of USDC be enough to calm markets? It's unlikely, but it's yet another cash injection in a market that seems to be building up momentum towards Bitcoin's halving event in 2020. And that's another thing too. I just don't sweat the overall price of Bitcoin that much because, I mean, let's face it. Wait, that's not it. I want to go to this one. Tim Draper, Kirby posted today. Yeah, I mean, good on Crypto Kirby, whatever he's doing. I will admit, I do watch Crypto Kirby. I watch a lot of these guys. But to be quite frank with you, a lot of them just say the same stuff. If you've seen one, you've seen them all for the most part. You know, a lot of these guys they're all watching each other and then they're redoing it all. I mean, honestly, guys, like so much of crypto YouTube is nonsense. You know, and I see and I'm not saying that Crypto Kirby's nonsense. I actually think Crypto Kirby knows his shit. I really do. I think he knows his stuff. And he has very good explanations as to why he, you know, his bullish or bearish positions. I've been back and forth on him. I personally don't. I don't like the VIP, join my VIP for my swing trades and all that stuff. I just don't, you know, and more power to him. If people are willing to pay it and people are making money, great. But I think it's, there's so many people doing that, and I just don't think a lot of these guys are making people money. So, you got to be really on it. I'm going to take you to digital court. Tim Draper is going to be the judge. The more I read about this guy, the more I love him. I mean, seriously, this dude is like off the chain on so many levels, and I absolutely love it. Billionaire investor Tim Draper has invested $1 million in Aragon, a blockchain-based startup aiming to facilitate the creation and management of DAOs, and create the first digital jurisdiction. Aragon wants to decentralize power by creating a blockchain-based court system for community members to settle disputes. Now, could you imagine? When I read this, I just got to busted out laughing because I was thinking of all the internet trolls that would love nothing more than to kill and castrate everybody. I mean, really, it's like, unfortunately, there are some really bad apples in the crypto space, man, and they just pull in all these other terrible people together, and it's like, a cult. There's so many crypto YouTube cults, and a lot of these people just have no sense whatsoever. And I could not imagine, when somebody reads a bunch of stuff or they see somebody saying a bunch of stuff and they just instantly think they take it as gospel, like it's all true, right? I could not imagine. Somebody could take the fact that I rub my nose, my allergies and all that stuff are going crazy. Somebody could take a bunch of clips of me doing that and then put out a video like, Crypto Crow's a cokehead, and, he beats up old ladies and takes their money and buys coke with it and goes on YouTube at the late night. He can't sleep because he's always, that's the kind of shit that people would do. And then people will watch that and be like, oh my God, you're right. He does rub his nose. This all must be true. And then we're going to go to decentralized court, and then all these knuckleheads are going to vote on, cast a vote or whatever on whether or not Crypto Crow, and that's the madness I see. Just, the blind leading the blind, and then Salem witch hunt type shit. But I don't know. We'll see. I just the mentality of a lot of people online that I've seen. You've got really good people, you got terrible people, and then you got those that are just kind of somewhere in the middle, just kind of, maybe they just, I don't know. But this kind of scares me a little bit, but it sounds like a good idea. Aragon is a blockchain for creating and managing decentralized autonomous DAOs. It is also setting up the first digital court jurisdiction to settle any disputes that may arise from operating in a world of decentralized organizations. Aragon lets participants from all over the world interact via decentralized organizations and work towards a common goal, engage in decision-making and governance with a voting process, and settle disputes in a similar way that court systems do currently. People allegedly hate court. Is decentralized court any better? It depends on who the judges and the juries and the people are, I guess. The director of developer relations at ETC Cooperative was used for an example mock trial to test out the Aragon platform, and it is already feeling the legal pressure, even if it is a simulated dispute. In the mock Aragon trial, the dispute revolves around Corey getting 25 DAI in Gitcoin CLR, which was highlighted in Vitalik's blog. The Aragon team's dispute simulation is making the cash both for and against Corey being blacklisted. Even though the decision is not a real one and is in no way binding to Corey, it is still rather annoying, similar to an actual court case. Corey points out that even though the trial is a mock trial, the Aragon team plans to use its results as case law of sorts, setting digital legal precedent for similar disputes in the future. I mean, how long will it be until we just use artificial intelligence as the judge, jury, and executioner, and it's all based on blockchain? It's all, I mean, think about it. That's the direction this kind of shit is going. And while it's kind of cool in a way, it's also extremely scary because, think about it. Something like this could very easily be planting the seed for a world where everything is based on previous court cases, the outcomes, the plaintiffs, the defendants, the juries, the mentalities, all this stuff could go in an algorithm that's overall, it just ends up being ran by AI, and I don't know, man, in a sense and even for like small things, like people's court, that kind of thing, like, small claims court, stuff like that. Maybe something like that could be really effective through AI. It would save taxpayers a lot of money. It would save a lot of people a lot of cash if it were all, but it really does. It does. I'm not getting lit. I'm totally fine. Decrypto. Oh, that's right. You're that. You're silly, dude. He's so back and forth. And I'm not drinking at all. I haven't. My wife was trying to get me to drink with her tonight. I'm like, I don't want to. I really don't like to drink. If I drink, I really drink. I go out. I'm not driving. We Uber, and I get like my scotch, and that's it. Here's another thing. Tim Draper, backed startup launches blockchain browser to avoid censorship. Tim Draper is like, I don't know, man. Like, when is he going to run for president? Like, this guy's going to be so tied into blockchain all over the freaking globe. Unstoppable Domains, a tech firm backed by prominent blockchain supporter Tim Draper, is rolling out a blockchain-based browser set to provide users with access to the decentralized web. Unstoppable Blockchain Browser is designed to simplify access to the decentralized web, also known as Web 3.0. This kind of internet enables peer-to-peer transactions with no involvement of a middleman, reportedly designed to avoid censorship. This could be cool. I really like my Brave browser. We'll see what happens with this as things move forward. I've had talks with Unstoppable Domains. They kind of pseudo-sponsored a video with me a while back, but, I gave them a bunch of ideas, and I'm like, this is something that, I think would really help people. We'll see. I've got high hopes for them. I think they're going to do well. They're backed by Tim. They've got all kinds of funding. They seem like a good group of people. But ultimately, I'm just kind of like, we've already got Brave, and they're doing a lot of this stuff, and I'm sure they're going to continue growing in their use case and everything else. Little competition is good, keeping each other honest and moving forward. So we'll see. But, for Tim Draper's sake, I hope it goes well. Here's why the aftermath of Bitcoin's insane plunge isn't as bearish as it seems. Despite the jarring nature of this drop, it is more important to note that it may not be as bearish as it seems, with this intense bounce from its intra-plunge lows seeming to suggest that it will soon see a continuance of its midterm trend. And that's ultimately provided we don't close below this yellow line. So hopefully we don't. I'm not going to read the whole article because there's not that much to it. It just kind of, referencing a lot of these other guys. Horn hairs. At Crypto Horn Hairs on Twitter. Liquidity taken to the downside plus range low retested successfully means upside is path of least resistance, in my opinion. Above 10.2 thousand, and we should move quickly up to a range high at 11,000. Untested supply at 11.5 will be subsequent target if we break range high, which it doesn't look like we're going to do just yet, but we could. Oh, okay, there's more. Nasty shakeout so far. Mid-range pushing back. Want to see price close today above 94.85 to maintain range low and bullish structure. Would still look good for further upside in that event. 2 hours to go. And that was, well, these aren't time-stamped. That sucks. I guess it was 10 hours ago, maybe. I'm assuming 10 hours ago. So, yeah. BTC could still be just a few days away from setting fresh 2020 highs. I mean, in a nutshell, I still feel very good about, Bitcoin and crypto and all of that stuff. I mean, we're moving up, but I definitely think it's time that I dive into some individual projects and figure out where some of these things are. There are some projects that I believe really need to get some shit together. And I personally want to know what some of these projects are. And, I'm going to give some of these projects that I've invested in the opportunity to come on my channel and tell the world, like where they're at, what's happened, pros and cons. And if they flat out decline or they ignore me, well, then I'm just going to air my own personal opinions on the project and leave it at that. You know, so Chainlink is a project that I plan on looking into. So let's see here. Crow's coffee spiked with Macallan tonight. Everybody thinks I'm drunk. I swear I am not drunk at all. I have not. Look, this is, you're probably not even going to be able to see it. Can you see? It's coffee. Can you see the darkness? It's my instant coffee with my caramel creamer. I just put it in these metal cups for whatever reason. My wife got these cups. Yeah, what's the deal with Aeon? Another project I'm going to be looking into. Is this live? Because Daily closed 3 hours ago. Did it? Let me see. Maybe I'm... Okay. Yeah, well... What the hell? I don't know why. My time is this is saying it's 2:19 still, and this is on 2:20. So I guess it just depends on the time zone that this is running off of. Apparently it's not mine. Never noticed that before. That's kind of funny. Well, good call. So well, then we should be fine. OMG is another project. Yeah. Crow is delegating staking on the ADA testnet safe. From what I gather, it's pretty safe because you're not actually doing anything with the actual Cardano that you hold. It's basically all simulated. So, and it's not even using the actual like Daedalus or Yori wallet. It's using the testnet wallets. So it's basically you're delegating from a snapshot of the Cardano you were holding prior to the date of that snapshot. Anything that you've accumulated since then isn't counting towards your Cardano delegation. So if you had 100,000 on this day, they took the snapshot and you added 25,000 the day after, you're still only going to be able to delegate that 100,000 that you had previously. And then what happens is you're not actually going to get your rewards until testnet has concluded. Then the rewards will basically show up on your original wallet. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Hedera Hashcraft? I always thought Hedera Hashcraft was actually a really cool project, and it was one of those projects I wanted to get in at ICO. But it was very restrictive, and I wasn't able to get in. I know that Superman, well, he was able to get in. Apparently, I was not. I tried reaching out to him, see what I could do to get into the project, and I didn't have much luck. Are you delegating testnet Cardano or real Cardano? It's testnet Cardano. It's snapshot Cardano. It's not the real Cardano that's being held in your wallet. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you don't mind, and hit that little all bell. It's always helpful. I'm on a run. I'm on a goal. My goal is 100,000 subs, and I know with your guys' help I can get there. Let's see if there are any other good questions. Sorry, late, but what are your thoughts on what caused this dump? Manipulation? Yeah, I think it was manipulation. I think it was these guys liquidating longs. You know, you've got all these people that are buying short contracts. You've got guys buying long contracts, and they're shorting, and they're basically trying to kick each other in the teeth. It's basically what it is. That's why you see a lot of this stuff happening on like BitMEX and Bitfinex and these like leverage trading platforms. You see these huge spikes. I mean, the exchanges love it because they're making tons of cash either way, but it's just, I don't know, to me it's just not good overall for the space. But you know, what up, Crow? Been listening to you since December of 2017 when I first got in. Of course, about 3 months too late. Any thoughts on NPXS? I do not remember what that even stood for, to be frank with you. Godlike Productions is full of people who mock crypto. I'm not sure what that is either. Golden Cross hype equals liquidation. Yeah, that's funny. There was a lot of hype about the Golden Cross, but it actually mattered. I mean, it was real. So, once that happened, we got a real nice climb up that following day. But when you start getting that buy pressure in, what happens? People want to take profit, and people want to sell into that buying pressure so that they can basically set these sizable sell orders and cash out, and and then they can push the price lower, buy back in. I mean, it's all such a hustle. It's all such a game. And some of these traders are so wicked smart, man. Like, I personally, and not to discredit anybody, I mean, there are a couple, I think, that are really, really sharp. But I feel like the real wizards of trading, they're not on YouTube, people. They're not on YouTube. And they're definitely not running around trying to share their tactics and strategies with the world for, 0.5 Bitcoin a year or whatever. They're not trying to sell VIP memberships. I mean, the real hustlers and bustlers, the true market makers, the ones who really know what's happening and can control the market and really know their shit, you're not going to find those people on YouTube. I mean, to me, logging into YouTube to watch a TA guy is just to get differences of opinion, if there are any, and to see how one is different than the other, and what's this guy's logic based off of the indicators he uses, what's this guy's logic based off of what he uses, and so forth and so on. I would never trade on anybody. I would never trade on anybody's TA ever. I just don't trust anybody. I don't even trust my own technical analysis. That's not saying much, but I wouldn't trade on anybody else's either. No, I will never get into Hex. Never ever. Do you think DIY investing is a good investor? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I've watched one or two of his videos. He looks like a young guy, and seems pretty smart. But outside of that, I don't know much about him. Like, I'm not one of these guys. It's just like, oh, this guy's another YouTuber. I'm gonna shit all over him and tell the world he's a scammer just because I don't know. Like, he has weird hair. Like, I'm not like that. I don't know anything about the guy, good, bad, or ugly. I really don't. I agree with that 100%, Crow, but I do believe those guys you are talking about still have experience with TA and making a living trading, but they also leverage that with a learning plan. But yes, I agree. Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, a lot of these guys, here's the thing. I've asked myself my question about some of these technical analysis gurus on YouTube. What movie was I watching? Was it Civil Law or whatever? I think it was with John Travolta, if I'm not mistaken. It was basically a big courtroom drama movie. And he was talking about, it was like a narration about how, him being emotionally attached to a client is almost like a doctor being attached to a patient. You would make emotional decisions, not logical ones. So you don't want your doctor to really care, you want them to make, logical decisions based off of knowledge and experience, not based on like, the fact that they're your best friend or your wife or husband or something like that. And a part of me thought sometimes in trading, you have to make decisions that are based on numbers, not emotion, right? You have to follow the logic, the chart. You have to be able to stick to that. If you're an emotional person like me, it's not like trading is not my forte. Fundamentals is a much safer bet. Try to understand where a company's at, make your investment, hold, wait, see what happens, exit at a good opportunity. That's it, right? And so to me, some of the logic behind some of these TA guys is they're making so much money just selling access to their trade signals that it may in some way help them be better traders psychologically. Because if they lose a little bit of this or a little bit of that on a trade, it's for the sake of their their overall economy, I guess, if you will. So that's kind of what a civil action. Thank you. Exactly right. So and so by that, I'm basically saying, if a guy's making, a Bitcoin a month or 10 Bitcoin a month off of his VIP group or whatever, and he's constantly trading and that's all he does, he can afford to do that. So if his VIP program is truly funding his livelihood, then he has the time then to really focus on the charts, perfect his craft, get better and better and better. And, he's able to really stay focused on what the charts are saying, not his emotional involvement. And so to a certain degree, I understand and I get it. And I don't fault any of these guys unless they're complete full of shit. But the guys I think that are complete full of shit, well, to some degree, I don't fault them for offering these signals. And as long as people are making money, if you're running a VIP group and people are constantly losing everything, and then that's kind of different, and you're still promoting yourself oh yeah, here we go, another day, another dollar, all that stuff, then to me you're kind of a charlatan. But to each their own, I guess. I personally would not join somebody's VIP group and trade based off of somebody else's stuff. If anything, I would do something like if there was an exchange and there was a trader that I really liked and they had a history that I could validate very plainly, not just from a screenshot here or a screenshot there, but I could absolutely validate their previous history of trade activity and then just copy trade, and I can risk what I want and watch it grow and get in or out based off of their, what happens, then that to me is much better. And then if that trader got a little percentage of my trades, I'd be totally cool with that. That to me is a much more fair thing than just shelling out, a crazy sum every month and throwing caution to the wind. So that's basically my thoughts on that. Educate yourself. Learn about the overbought and oversold indicators. Yeah. That's pretty much this right here. This is, we're going into oversold. We're heading lower into oversold, but I don't think this is really think this is going to last much longer. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. All right. So 42-minute video this one feels shorter than I thought, but, yeah, I'm gonna get to work, try and finish out my evening. It's 10:30, so I got a little bit of a head start on my evening, and I've got a lot of the stuff that I gotta go through. There's so much data to go through. It's honestly it's such a daunting task that me really diving into this the way I need to, not looking forward to it. But I also know that based off of the work that I'm going to be doing here over the coming weeks and months even, it's going to make for some really good content. I just hope everybody cares. So I'm going to roll the dice. It's all about doing your research. Absolutely. And I'm going to go ahead and get right to that. So thanks for joining me tonight. Hopefully we had a little bit of fun, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Crow your coins, guys. Have a good night.